Hi, welcome to the session. So in this particular session, we are going to see descriptive statistics methods. These methods are sum, mean means average, we have maximum, minimum and count methods. Some of the methods are there. So we can apply these methods to the data frame. Say for example, you have a column, you want to find out the sum of that particular column, or you want to find out the average, you want to find out the maximum of that particular column. Not only that, the column, we can say that the rows we have the sum of that particular, let's say salary, basic salary, HRA, DA, TA. So we want to find out the maximum, minimum, or you want to find out the sum of that particular rows. So we can do it by using descriptive methods. So let us start with the session. Okay. As you can see here, we have a notepad. In this particular notepad, we have a data frame called EMP. Okay. So this is a data frame of employee table. So in this we have basic HRA TA. So we have certain employees here, John, Ria, and their basic salary. HRA means house rent allowance, TA means traveling allowance. These are the things are there. We need to find out, let us find out first what is the sum of the basic salary, okay? And similarly, what is the average of this? So let us start with this. I want to find out the basic sum here, okay? 50,000 plus 45,000 plus 55. We will calculate the sum of these particular values and we'll display. So let us copy this particular question into my spider. So before we start with the question, we have a data frame here. So we are creating this particular data frame by using list of lists. Let us run this one and check what we have. The same data frame that I just told now. So we have employee name, basic, HRA, TA, and we have employees are there with indexes 0 to 4. Fine, there are 5 employees are there and their basic salary, HRA, TA. Okay. So let us write the question first. So let us say I want to calculate only the sum. Okay. I want to calculate the sum row wise. So what is row wise? I will tell you. So let us say I want to say print, it's in caps lock, print, let us say emp.sum. So what will happen if I say only this emp.sum? Fine. We'll run this one and we'll find out. So let us say if we run this one, so what happened? We got employee name. Let me have a separator here. Okay. So let me have a separator. So I will say here print. So we have a separator. So let me run this one and you can see here. So we have a data frame. We have a separator here. Fine. So e name John, Ria, Shobit, like it has added, it has merged into a single string. Okay. And we have a basic here, basic salary sum. Fine. 2,62,000. So if we add up all these things, we will get this one. HRA 13,000. If we add up all these things, we'll get this one. So how to, I don't want the like string to be added. I don't want the employee names to be added. John, Ria, I don't want this to be added, right? We need only basic HRA, TS, their sum we want. We don't want this. So for that, what I can do is I can write here, let us say numeric underscore only equal to true. So if I say this one, let me run this one now. Now you can see it has not added the employee names. So it has kept only the numeric values it has added. So what we have done here, numeric only true. If it is int or float, then only it's going to add up. Or else if characters are there, then other things are there, it's not going to add up. So only the numeric values will be added. Means it will calculate the sum of that particular column. Fine. Now this is one way. Now I can do this. Sometimes you will get confused with axis. So let me tell you, by default axis is 0. Okay, axis is 0. That means we are adding the rows. See this one, actually we are adding a row actually. See here, 50,000, 45,000, 55,000. Actually we are adding the row for that particular column. Okay, that's why it is axis is 0. So let me have a separator here in this. So let me run now. Okay, we'll find out the difference in these two, and you can see there is no difference between this and this. So by default, if we don't give, we are not giving any axis equal to 0 in this particular first method. So it's going to take axis as 0. So we are mentioning here axis as 0. That means we are adding rows only for that particular column. Fine. So there is another one. Let me have a separator. So let me have a separator. Then I will copy this and I will say here in double quotes, I will say rows. Okay. Let me run this one. So you can see these three methods. Now we got the same output as the previous two. So what we have done is we said here axis equal to rows. So it is same as axis equal to 0. Instead of mentioning 0, we can say rows. Okay. So that means it's adding the rows. So it's going to add up all the rows for that particular column. That's what it says. Okay. So from now onwards, we will not do this axis equal to 0 or axis equal to rows. By default, we will say emp.sum numeric value, numeric only true. Okay. We'll say only this one. Okay. Now just for the reference, I just demonstrated this axis equal to 0 and axis equal to rows, and if we don't give also, it will be the same thing. Fine. So let me remove all these things. Now once we said sum, I can say here mean also. Mean means average. So let me run this one, and we have a data frame, and the basic, what are the basic average, like what are the, for all the employees, what is the average basics? So we have 52,400. Okay, that's the basic of that's the average of this particular basic column. Similarly, HRA we have. So we have for the HRA 2,600 is the average for that particular column. For traveling allowance, we are spending on average 4,600. So that's what we are spending on average. Okay, so that means mean means average. So similarly, I can change this one to maximum. So now we did sum, we did, now let me write here sum we did, then we did mean. Okay, now we are doing maximum. Okay, so let me run this, and you can see this is the maximum. If you find out which is the maximum, 60,000 is the maximum. That is why for the basic it is displaying 60,000 as the maximum. For HRA 5,000. If you see comparatively, so HRA is 5,000. Similarly for TA. Okay. Now once we have done maximum, similarly we have another method called minimum. So let me remove this max to min. So when I say minimum, so let me run this particular one, and the minimum of the basic is 45,000. You can see, compare with the others, 45,000 is the minimum. Similarly, HRA TA it's doing. Now another one is there, that is, let me have here, that is count. Okay, count. So let me type here count. So it's going to count how many values are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me run this one, and you can see the 5 values are there. That's why it is saying 5. We have 5 values for HRA, it is 5. So try to find out if we have a NAN here, one of the values NAN. So then what is the count? Maybe 4 or 5. That's the assignment. Please do it. Okay. Now let us go for next. We'll see the notepad. What is there here? Next is second question, to calculate sum row wise of a single column. Let me copy this one. The same way like row wise we are calculating sum. So let me remove all the things, and let me have the question to calculate sum of a single row. Let us say a single column, sorry. Let us say I want only basic. See, the sum method is going to calculate basic also, HRA also, T also. We don't want. We want what? Only for basic we want. So for that, what is the thing? Let us say I want to display only basic salary. Only basic salary. So what I will do? I will use print emp is the name of the data frame we have, then double bracket I will give, I will say here ename. So in single quotes I have to give. Okay, so let me run this, and I get a employee name. Similarly, I can give basic here. So if I say basic, so what happens? I will get the basic column here. Okay, so once I got that particular column, I can say here inside this emp of basic, I can say dot sum. So let me sum method, I can call this one. So let me run this one and see. Okay, now you can see I can get only the basic salary sum I can get. So 50,000 plus 45,000, it is 2,62,000. So in this way, I can able to get single column or I can get multiple column. Okay. So let me see. Let me copy the next question. That is for the multiple columns. Copy this one, and I will paste over here. So I didn't copy properly. We copy and paste. And what I will do here is, now let us say I want to basic also I want also HRA also. I don't want TA. So what I can do is I can give here comma HRA. Okay. So it's going to calculate basic salary sum, it will calculate, and the sum of all the HRAs it has displayed over here. Only 2 we got, not for TA. Okay. So in this way we can able to calculate sum. If we can able to do sum, then we can able to do mean value, that is average value, maximum, minimum we can get. Okay. So let us go for the next question. We have the fourth question. Okay. Let me copy this fourth one. Let me arrange this. Okay. So fourth question is, I want to find out average value of this particular basic. So what I can do, I just have to change here. Okay. I just have to change here to mean. Okay. So if I change it to mean, and I can get the mean value for basic and HRA only. Okay. To calculate average, to calculate the average row wise of a single column or double column. So like if I remove this one, if I remove, I can get only for basic. Okay. Or I can add up TA, HRA, whatever it is. So in this way I can able to calculate mean value. Similarly, you can try for maximum and minimum. Okay. Let me go to the next question. Now things changes. Okay. We copy. To calculate, let me take only sum. Okay. Then I will demonstrate mean. To calculate sum column wise. So in the sense column wise, like I want to find out the sum of total salary. Like I want to find out the total salary of this John. So what is the total salary of this John? We have 50,000, 2,000 plus 3,000 is the total salary, correct? Similarly for Ria, 45,000, 3,000 and 4,000. That is then we'll get the total salary. If we add up these columns values, then we will get total value. That's why it is, I said here column wise. So let me write the code for that. Print, I can say here EMP of EMP dot, I can say sum, EMP dot sum. Then I can say axis equal to 1. Okay. If I say axis equal to 1, let me run this. So what we got? 55,000. Okay. And we got 45,000 plus 3,000 plus 4,000 is we got 52,000. So it's calculating the sum. Okay. On column wise. Column wise it has calculating the sum. So let me write here, there is another one. I can say if we don't write, it's also no problem. Numeric only equal to true. So anyway, it's not displaying. So the same thing we'll get. So we said here what? Axis equal to 1. That means we said column, please add the column. We are telling to add the columns. So for this particular sum method. Similarly, I can use this. Let me have a separator in between. Okay. Instead of 1, I can mention what? I can mention columns. Okay. If I mention column, we'll get the same output. So it's going to add up the basic HRA, TA, and it's going to display. For the both the method, it is same thing. Either we can mention axis equal to 1, either we can mention axis equal to columns. It's one and the same. Okay. So from now onwards, I will just say axis equal to 1. Let me remove this. So let us see what is the next question. Okay. So this is the 6th question. Let me write here. This is the 7th question we are doing. So to calculate sum of specific columns, column wise, okay, let me copy this. Let me have here, okay, we have separator here this side, okay. So the 6th question, let us say we don't want all the columns to be added, fine. We want some specific column that you try out, okay. Now let me remove this. Let me remove this. Let me remove, okay, print emp of, let us say basic, comma, only I want to take HRA, okay, HRA. See, sometimes we don't want traveling allowances to be added for the total salary. I want only basic and HRA to be added, okay. So for that, if I say only this one, okay, there are 2 brackets are there, let me remove that. Okay, let us run this one. Now we got only basic and HRA. So I want to add only these 2, okay. So that's why we have to calculate sum of specific columns, okay, column wise. So let me have here dot sum. I need to mention what? Axis equal to 1, okay, axis equal to 1. Sorry, we have an error here. So what is this particular error? We have given the bracket here this side, okay. Let me keep this bracket here, double bracket, we have a, that's okay. Now you can see only like 50,000 plus 2,000 we got 52,000. 45,000 plus 3,000 we got 48,000. So what we are doing? We are just adding basic and HRA. If we don't give this particular basic and HRA inside this particular double brackets, then it is going to add up all the things like basic, HRA and TA also. So whichever we want, we can able to add, okay. Now next question, we will see the last question is there. This is the 7th question we are doing. Let me keep it here. Display average of basic, HRA and TA, okay. Basically the same question. Let me remove this, okay. So I can say this also, right? Mean, then I can say axis equal to 1, fine. So we get the average of these 3, okay. We don't have to bother about this. I can mention here, I can mention what? Numeric only equal to true. So then also we'll get the same result, fine. We got the same result. We are getting the average of these 3, fine. Average of these 3 for each employee, fine. Now I can mention like this. I'll remove this now. I can say same way like double brackets. What are the columns are there here? We have basic, then we have what we have? HRA, then we have TA, okay, TA. Then I can say here dot sum, and I can say here axis equal to 1 or axis equal to columns, okay. So let me run, and sum I said, then I have to say what? Mean. So if I say mean, then we'll get the mean, and if I want to change, I can change this to maximum, then I will get the maximum value among this. Then if I want to change to minimum, then I can change minimum, then I can use count also, okay. You can see the minimum value we got. Similarly, try to change the count and see, okay. So in this way, the descriptive statistics methods helps us to find out the sum, average, minimum, maximum, count. There are some other methods are there. We are not going to discuss that methods, okay. So but for time being, we are using only these basic methods to analyze the data. So what we are doing the statistics methods. We can analyze the data by seeing their average, minimum, maximum. Okay. Thank you.